Although title battles are renowned for their utmost brutality, they occasionally have touching moments as well. 10 heartbreaking title battle moments are listed here. Number 10. Dana White breaks the news. Want to see what a man looks like when his entire world collapses on itself? This was the moment when Dana White informed Daniel Cormier of Jon Jones' failed UFC 200 drug test. For their embedded show, DC was devastated as he was waiting for a rematch with Bones and pleaded to Dana to let them fight regardless. Number 9. Woodley ends Lawlers' Cinderella story. The former UFC welterweight champion, Robbie Lawler, is renowned for his famous grit and tenacity. But Tyron Woodley overcame him and won. The second time Lawler met Tyron Woodley as champion, the chosen one was able to overcome the unstoppable Lawler in the first round. Since 2004, Robbie hadn't suffered a knockout loss. As the moment struck like a mortar explosion, the story came to an end. Number 8. Gustafson gets KO'd in his hometown. In his hometown of Stockholm, Alexander Gustafson lost against the intimidating Anthony "Rumble" Johnson in a title eliminator. It took just 2 minutes and 15 seconds for Johnson to send Gus to the shadows. Gustafson was stopped by a strike for the first time in his career, and it had happened in front of his people. The true emotional hit happened when a behind-the-scenes picture of a heartbroken Gustafson being comforted by his girlfriend surfaced. Number 7. Hendo's almost retirement. How dejected would you feel if you believe you should have won the game? A well-known Greco-Roman wrestler named Dan Henderson made his retirement official in October 2016 after falling to a former foe named Michael Bisping in UFC 199 by unanimous decision. Henderson expressed a sincere goodbye in front of his neighborhood's audience while being encircled by love. It was challenging to remain emotionless. Fortunately, Henderson had the opportunity to defend the middleweight title as payment for his continued participation, but UFC 199 still has an impact. Number 6. The Preacher's Daughter overcomes. A very devastating event in and of itself was Ronda Rousey's first MMA loss, but Holly Holm's amazing victory was also a time to cherish. After controlling the fight for the majority of the time with excellent takedown defense and superior stand-up, Holm knocked Ronda out with a high kick. The rowdy era of 3 years was over. Holly, in contrast, burst into tears of joy after defeating the odds and coming out on top. Number 5. Anderson Silva's leg break. A fighter who once seemed to be on a different planet from his competitors and lost his middleweight title. 17-fight winning streak and most of his luster at UFC 162 came crashing back to earth in a horrific way. His broken limb was horrifying. Silva's leg kick appeared to be as harmless as Weidman's check, but it snapped his shin, and it was still heartbreaking to see the limb flailing around beneath him. Number 4. Cormier's crushing loss. Losing twice is awful for someone like Cormier who invests too much in his profession. In a post-fight interview following his second defeat to Jones, Cormier sobbed and hardly spoke as he said, "I guess if he wins both fights, there's no rivalry." The old wrestler-boxer issued a somber proclamation of defeat as if he thought the time had passed him. Number 3. Where are my coaches? In UFC 14, Anthony "Rumble" Johnson lost, and in a post-fight interview, he offered no excuses for his defeat while feeling worn out, depressed, and defeated. Johnson then began looking for his group. He wailed, "Where are my coaches?" pathetically, but Henry Hooft and colleagues had already retreated to the rear. After breaking the news of his retirement to his supporters a little while later, Anthony was left alone to finish his statement while his voice broke with emotion. Number 2. Aldo's locker room meltdown. Conor McGregor defeated Jose Aldo, the king of featherweight, in a spectacular fight in just 13 seconds. Immediately following the pay-per-view, a personal video of Aldo's breakdown was leaked. As his squad surrounded Aldo, who was sitting on the ground with his legs crossed, he appeared defeated. Number 1. Josh Salmons' catharsis. Salmons' late girlfriend Haley's birthday fell on the UFC 181 night on December 6th. The fight was always going to be emotional as a result, and Josh battled against Eddie Gordon in the first round. However, Salmon's flush head kick in the second round brought the fight to a conclusion. Salmon allowed the feeling to overtake him as Gordon left right away. His catharsis looked to be complete when he shouted, "I love you, Haley," into the camera. How do you rate these moments? Please tell us in the comments. Please subscribe, like, and share for more captivating videos.